chewing nails. Yeah, you'll chew some nails till you laugh so hard. Chewing nails, chewing nails. Yeah, you're supposed to laugh so hard. Chewing nails. Welcome, this is Chewing Nails. Get ready to chew some nails till laugh so hard. Yeah.
All right, can you do it without raising your eyebrows?
All right, guys. So, Poppy, do you like chewing nails?
Yes.
Okay. Better next question.
The rustier, the better.
Okay. Our first question for you today comes from Nick.
Yes.
Nick would like to know, when you sleep, do you snore?
Sometimes I do. I've been known to snore. I usually catch myself and stop snoring when I hear myself snoring.
In middle of sleeping, you
In middle
catch
of
yourself snoring. How do you stop from snoring?
It just wakes me up.
You wake yourself up.
Yes.
Have you
such
ever woken other people up while snoring?
I don't know. Bobby's the only one I've slept with for the last 40-something years.
We ventured into territory that is unintentional.
Let the record show.
So,
We're gonna move on.
okay.
Yeah, let's do a new question. This is already so funny.
Okay, so Jude has requested that you tell us a real joke.
Real joke. Gosh. I'd have to steal that one because that was just the funniest one I've heard so far. Like, how do you tell an alligator from a crocodile?
How do you tell an alligator from a crocodile?
How?
Depends on which one you see later or after a while.
Who'd you steal that joke from?
The dad. Serious one.
You know what? That leads us straight into our question from Trisha.
Okay.
Trisha would like to know what influences you.
That's my mom over there saying.
Pertaining to what?
To anything.
Influences me?
Yeah. Do you think other things influence you?
Everything.
I was regarding
Oh,
Humor?
humor.
Just
Yeah.
humor?
Who are your
Humor.
comedic influences? We'll get back to everything influences you. Feels real new agey of you.
I could
Which is
get deep.
surprising.
I could get real deep.
Okay. Well, first give us the comedians, and then we'll go from there.
The comedians who influence me? I don't know. Like, what's the big guy's name? Louis Anderson?
Louis Anderson.
Louis Anderson.
Okay.
I like Louis Anderson.
Is he British? He's British, right? Or is he French? Which one?
He's neither of those.
He's
The
from
name
New York,
Louis
I think.
sounds French, but
I did learn some interesting facts this past week.
tell us about the interesting facts that you've learned this past week.
From my local.
Can you cite some sources?
I can't
Let's
say
start
his
with the
last name
sources.
because he was deep in the military at the time, so.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer.
That's right.
Wait, so you learned some facts. These are some deep state facts from
Yes.
people in
That's
Commerce,
where
Georgia?
the COVID started, where it came from.
We've gotten sidetracked.
That's what I'm saying, the facts I've learned.
Tell us about,
I was
give us
actually
one
shocked
fact.
to
Give us
learn.
one fact that you
Like where it came from.
Where did it come
Do
from?
you know where it came from?
You tell me where you think it came from. Where your facts tell you it came from.
No, I can't tell you. Okay, I can't tell you. Sorry.
I'm already a teenager.
I can tell you it's not too far from here, though. I can say that much. I don't want to say anything else.
Dad, have you been on Reddit recently?
Reddit? No. I don't think I've. Yeah, maybe I have. It's been.
Let's get back to the original question.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Who are your comedic influences
Other than Louis Anderson?
other than Louis Anderson? It's an unexpected choice. I don't think I would have picked Louis Anderson for you.
Really? Oh,
Did he do stand up?
yeah. For what? Didn't he?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever
I
heard
never
any.
saw him. I've seen him on TV. Things like that.
Any other comedic influences? Were there any comedians you listened to as a kid?
I mean, you know, they're like Bob Hope and like Dean Martin,
Marcel.
Marcel, Jerry Clower, yeah. And wait, who? Rodney Dangerfield. Oh my gosh.
Rodney Dangerfield. Okay,
That guy was awesome.
that checks out.
He was, yeah.
What's something that you remember Rodney
No respect.
Dangerfield?
No respect. Sounds like no respect.
Okay, this is another question from the audience. If you could tell us a little bit about a time that you encountered wildlife closer than maybe a human should have encountered the wildlife.
Closer?
A close encounter with wildlife.
Chose to walk home from school one day.
Did you not usually walk home uphill?
No,
Both
I
ways?
usually got the bus. Yeah. We lived in Vestavia. We lived in like a little pod that was surrounded by the county. And so I had to go to the county school.
I have new questions.
Yeah.
The pod was surrounded by the county.
Well, I mean,
Were you like
it's a
a-
city? It was a county, a little pod of countiness surrounded by the cityness. Yeah, we weren't in the city limits.
You were outside the city limits.
Yes.
Because you were still in the county,
We were absolutely surrounded by the city of Vestavia.
but you weren't in the
But
city
we weren't
area.
in the city of Vestavia. Now, I don't know how that happened, how that could.
So you were like a nation unto yourself.
We were
Okay.
sovereign
We've-
there.
Sovereign. Got it. We've cleared that up now. Continue.
Right.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
I just heard,
Question for clarification.
Clarify pod.
Yeah. Also, can you tell us about a pod?
just-
Were you actually living in a pod?
no, we were not.
Were you pod people?
No, it was pod shaped. It was like a little circle.
So you were living in,
We were living
it
in
was a
like
house?
3 acres of land, probably.
So you were actually in a house,
I was living in a house.
but there were several houses.
located on this 3 acres of land.
Are you talking about a cul-de-sac?
There was 2 houses. No, it wasn't a cul-de-sac.
Is this a compound?
No,
Was there a fence?
no,
Were people dressed?
it was freedom, freely dressed.
Okay, so a pod. When you say a pod, is like a neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, my pod was just saying that it was just a little area inside
Okay,
the city limits of
a
this
sovereign
town.
area inside.
That's right.
Okay, go on.
We were not binded by any sort of
there's an alligator
There's
coming
rules or
right there.
regulations.
There's complete anarchy.
It was.
Okay.
Totally.
Go on.
We could let our dog run free unless he crossed over and then the city pound picked him up. But anyway, so I decided to walk home from school. And in my little naivety, I thought I would just walk across. Walk across
No, can you go back? What word did you say? Your little what?
naivety.
Okay.
Naivety. There you go. Anyway, I just figured I'd just walk east from where the school was.
How'd you know it was east?
Well, you just know it was east.
Okay.
It was, north, south, east,
Those
west.
are the
Oh,
four
did
directions.
you do one of
We
those
were
like
east from the
marine
school,
things?
so
Okay.
Did you do one of those like
figured I'd just
marine
walk that
things?
way and go home.
You didn't have a compass.
I did not have a compass.
Okay.
So, anyway, so I started walking. Well, and I walked, and sort of walked through a neighborhood, then walked over to the back of the woods, and then I had to go down,
Okay.
which is a pretty big cliff to go down, and I managed to get down it. Then I walked over and had to cross a creek. And so that's where I encountered the wildlife. So there was this log, this tree across this creek here. And so I started walking across this creek there, and I got like over, go ahead.
Were you barefoot
I was not
walking
barefoot.
across this log?
I was not barefoot.
Did you have pants
I
on?
had pants on, shirt and shoes and socks. Had a backpack. I only did it once.
Okay.
It took me entirely too long
You mean
to
get dressed or walk this way?
walk that way.
Okay.
And so, anyway, I got on this log and I was walking across this creek and I got all the way over to the other side. And just before I was fixing to get off this log, there was a rattlesnake, literally a rattlesnake sitting up on top of this log, curled up.
The log that you've been walking
The
on,
log I walked on across the street, across the creek.
you didn't see the rattlesnake before you stood up?
Well, it was like as long as from here to the, I don't know, probably as long as that table right there across the creek. I think
Okay.
it was a big old tree that was
No,
like
for the
across
audio, the table is
3
6
feet
feet
wide,
No, it
two and a
is.
half feet wide.
It is
Yeah.
three. It's
Oh, well, I
three
mean,
yards long.
it's
3 yards long.
Length.
Lengthwise, yeah.
length, so 9 feet table.
Yeah, probably so, yeah.
Okay, the log was
Yes.
9 feet
At
across.
least, yeah.
What kind of
Probably
core
more.
strength did you have? That's pretty good core strength. Go on. You see the rattlesnake.
I was walking across the log.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
So anyway, yeah, and so that's when I encountered wildlife.
So what did you do when you saw the rattlesnake?
It startled me a little bit. and then I just like jumped around it. But
So you just kept going?
yeah, I jumped around it.
Nothing to just deter you from your
I
path?
jumped around it, and that was a little startling.
Is that the only encounter with wildlife you've ever had?
No. I encounter wildlife all the time. All the time.
Any raccoons?
Yes.
Tell us about your raccoons.
The trip to Cumberland Island, those raccoons,
This might be a little too long, guys.
Maybe.
was it?
Yeah. And also, whenever you did the
Well, we encountered
figure
raccoons
out
in Cumberland Islands, yeah.
when
Well, we also encountered raccoons in a, am I interrupting you?
I think he's trying to give you directions.
like whenever you like were going east, was it east or?
Yeah, we were going east.
Okay, whenever you were walking east to your house, did you like do that marine thing where you like plant a stick and put a rock where it was and wait like wait 20 minutes and the stick's like 2 feet long?
No, I
Then
didn't
you
do
put it
that.
there. Then both of those are east and west,
Yeah,
and
no, I
then
didn't
north
do that.
and then south. So did you do that?
No, I didn't do that.
But
Okay.
it is pretty correct. I did it over there. So
Did you? Yeah.
it's good. I like it a lot.
Tell us about the raccoons. When you referred to yourself previously as cheap, would you say that's an accurate description of yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Back then.
Can you define cheap for us?
Cheap?
Give us an example that defines cheap for you.
Theme parks were out of the question. I didn't like going to theme parks
'Cause you
had to
want-
pay money.
Okay.
Yes.
Explains a lot about my childhood.
You will drive all the way up to a, like, Space and Rocket Center and get there and see what the price is and refuse to go in.
Well, yeah.
4-hour drive.
Okay,
But
let's-
you can
let's
see
dig
everything
in-
from the
dig
record.
into this a little bit. So you'll drive 4 hours to a space center, but then because they're charging you $8 admission, you will
No,
not
it's
enter.
22.
It was $22.
$22 for adults
That's times 2,
times 2,
Plus-
44.
probably 10 for child,
Okay,
right?
so depending on how many of us were born at that time,
Right,
you're looking at maybe $75.
right,
But you've driven 4 hours to get there,
yeah.
but it's not worth the $75 to like go into the building.
Just a closer look at something you can see from far away. No,
Isn't that just all of life? Getting a closer look at something you can see from far away?
maybe.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but they pay money for it.
That means 8 hour
You can walk
drive
to the
for
bottom of the
nothing.
Grand Canyon for free, can't you?
I mean, you gotta pay entrance to get into the canyon.
Right. Okay.
So, okay, what are you willing, let me start over. What are you willing to splurge on?
Nowadays, everything.
Divide everything, Dad.
Well,
Just anything? You're willing, at this point, you're willing to splurge on anything?
yeah. Well, I mean, money's not near as tight as it used to be. So, I mean, when I was growing up, you know, it was, you know, if we had $20 at the end of the month or whatever, that was a good month, kind of thing. So, not more than that maybe, but yeah, things were tight, weren't they? Tell me that.
What's the last thing that you splurged money on? Like something that you recently splurged on?
Recently,
Yeah. Let's take our $75 example. So what's something that you recently spent $75 on? The money that you didn't spend once upon a time to go into the building that you had driven to get to.
rockets.
Rockets?
Yes.
How much money have you spent on rockets?
A few hundred.
Maybe $200. Yeah, thank you.
Tell us, what kind of rockets?
Different rockets.
Model,
different
bottle,
rockets?
Kits that we can make any kind of rocket. we want.
model, bottle,
Kits that we can build. Yeah.
model and bottle like that.
Model and
Yeah,
bottle.
model and bottle.
Are these all rockets that
Yeah,
you're
they
going
use-
to shoot into space at some point?
We're gonna try. How we're gonna get.
We might have like E engines for that. Like, I'm gonna go with this much of E engines. Like,
It says it'll only go like 750 feet, but I believe we can double that.
How you gonna double it?
Just a bigger engine, right? Put 2 or 3 on there.
Wait, no, F engines, F engines.
Yes, engines.
Yeah.
Macaron engines.
Macaron engines.
Yeah.
That launched twice. Go boom, 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 boom.
Okay. We'll move on to our next question.
Okay.
Did you have a favorite cousin as a child?
Favorite cousin as a child?
I have one cousin anyway.
Man.
Hoping for no more.
Let the record show that was a burn.
You just whispered it.
Daughter burn.
Did you have a favorite cousin?
Yes, I did.
Who was your cousin?
Randy
Who
was my favorite cousin, I guess. But he lived far enough for me.
Why was Randy your favorite cousin?
Well, he was always fun. He'd always do whatever we wanted to do, kind of thing.
Tell us about an adventure you and Randy went on together.
We all went on everything. Well, we did a lot of just traveling around.
When you say traveling,
He was,
do you mean walking?
yeah, walking and riding bikes up till
In your pod, or are you outside of your pod?
up till 15. Yeah, we're still in the pod because we still hadn't been admitted into the union. The union.
You're still a sovereign entity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That didn't happen till I guess after we left and my sister moved in with her kids
That you were allowed into the county,
into the city.
into the city.
Yeah.
That Vestavia was admitted into the city of Birmingham.
No, Vestavia. No,
The pod that you were in was allowed
we were
into
allowed
the city
into
of
the city of Vestavia. Yes.
Vestavia.
Yes.
Okay. I'm very interested.
And in doing
the
so, that
specifics
allowed for
portion.
your cousins to go to the Vestavia school system.
I see.
Yes.
I see. Let it be known it's a good school system. Continue.
Yes.
Tell us about some of the adventures that you and Randy went
Randy?
on together.
We like fireworks, we like firecrackers. We'd go down and we'd grab these M80 firecrackers and we'd go down to it was Highway 31 South.
You'd take your bike, you'd ride your bike down the highway.
No, we'd walk down through the woods.
Okay.
It was a lot easier to
Run away?
run into the woods than it was to take a bike with you. Yeah, you wanted to cut down your
Your getaway time?
exactly. And so we'd go down to the road down there, and 31 South was pretty busy. It was before they built the bypass around it. There was a bypass there, and so you'd go down there, and traffic got pretty heavy at times. But they built the huge drainage pipe underneath the road. We'd go down and take M80s, which I don't know if we've ever. I don't think I've ever experienced the M80 yet.
Is it maybe
We'll
are
wait
they
a couple of years
are
before
they
we
legal
introduce
now?
Because your mom and dad may know what they are.
Are they legal now?
Yes, they're legal.
Were they
Form of
legal then?
Fireworks.
It's a gray area, it seems like.
I think they were because we bought them. But
How old were you?
gosh, how old was it then? Yeah, 10, 11, 12ish,
Okay.
somewhere like that. Maybe we didn't buy them, but we had friends that bought them.
So you take the fireworks.
So go down there to the highway, and it was amazing. It was just the acoustics was unbelievable because it was like the road come down through here, and there was like a mountain sort of on this side, which we lived up here, but then it was like a little valley there. Then on the other side was another mountain over here like this. And so you would throw those firecrackers. It only took 1 or 2, and then we had to defer into the woods just in case. But you throw them down in this hole, and it would like when they would explode, it was like,
Dynamite.
gosh, it was like,
Would
and
it
it
be
would just
loud?
like it would just echo, boom, and it just grow. The whole, it was just, it was just like,
Oh, I'll get, so there's
Like
this,
the cars are driving by as this is happening.
I don't know what they thought because we never really stood there, but I mean, there had to be something, And then we would go down to the we both could throw pretty good. And we found this bank that had dirt clods in it.
Okay.
Have you ever thrown a dirt clod?
I have not.
Okay, if you got a dirt clod and you get a dirt clod and you throw it, and when it hits something, it just sort of disintegrates, you know, it just
Okay.
just boom like that. So we would go down to where the road was cut. There was like a, you know, like an embankment kind of thing, high up into the thing, and we'd hide kind of behind the trees and stuff, and we would throw those down onto cars as they were going down the highway.
Would you do that
Why?
simultaneous too?
Why?
Yes, yes.
Why would you do
So
that?
it was like
And
a,
this is the funny
what do we
story.
call that? Like a double offensive?
I can,
Like a
I can talk
two
about
fronts?
this now because
Statute of limitations is passed.
for sure. But we hit one car, and they pulled into the gas station down the road and everything. And so the guy at the gas station, he got in his car and drove back up the road. And we were standing there just twiddling our thumbs, looking around and everything like that. And the guy,
Looking innocent.
yes, and he got out and said something about, "Do y'all know anything about somebody's been throwing dirt clods at cars and here right on the road?" And we were just like, y'all should probably not listen. And we're like, no, we saw some boys though. They ran up in the woods over there, you know. And so anyway,
Misdirection.
and lo and behold, turns out that this guy turned out to be the man that married my aunt, and my Aunt Louise, Jerry.
How'd you find that out? Was he talking years later? Was he talking about some kids throwing dirt clods at him?
No, I just remembered.
You remembered him
I just remembered it.
from the pure adrenaline running through your body at the time?
Yes. Yes, it was inside. He was the only one I've ever seen smoke curl out of his ears. I think I've told that before, though.
Smoke what?
Curled out of his ears.
What does that mean? Oh,
Lighting firecrackers.
smoked curled out of his ears?
Absolutely. Big curled out of his ears.
Well, tell us
never
about
seen
that experience.
Okay.
We were lighting firecrackers and throwing them, and he lit some and threw some, but when he did, the ones in his other hand were lit. He didn't realize that, and they blew up in his other hand. And he was over here shaking them and going, ooh, that hurt, like that. And I looked at him when he did it, and when I did, it's like smoke just sort of just curled right out of his ear. It was like, I don't know. I don't know how you do that. I guess you'd ingest it enough and it would, I don't know.
Oh, come on, you.
If there's something hooked in there, but it was just sort of squirting.
Okay, let's
Feels like a
move on to the
Mythbusters
next
episode
question.
waiting to happen.
I hope this isn't PG-13 on YouTube. Hope it
anyway.
is.
Okay. We're to our last question, and
Okay.
our final question
Yeah.
this
Not
time is the
last.
same final question that we had last time. Can you tell us what you have in your pockets today?
I'm about to say no, it's not.
All I got is my wallet.
Bring it
Oh,
out.
only your wallet. Gosh, what did he have that other day? He had like a train whistle.
Really?
You don't have anything in these pockets up here?
Got my glasses.
But remember when I said you bring absolutely everything out of your
I'll have
pockets.
to remember that next time.
There.
Anything fun in your wallet?
We did go through that last time.
No,
I don't think I remember how thick that was.
there's nothing in there.
Let's see if I go.
Is there?
How much money you got in your
I
wallet?
still got a $2 bill.
Let's see.
That's your wallet.
Same money.
Bobby wants to see what's in your wallet now, which seems
amount
like
of
a
money I
trap.
had in there last month.
It wasn't intentionally a trap, but it feels like a trap now.
Ooh, I got some stuff.
Actually, speaking of, Dad, do you have money hidden anywhere?
Hidden?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Where do you have money hidden, Dad?
Well, if I told you that, it wouldn't be hidden anymore.
How
now,
much
would
money
it?
do you have hidden away?
I don't know.
300?
I
200?
don't know.
I'd find it for you. I'd find it and I'll keep
About
it.
$900.
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll find the
What's the amount of
900s.
money?
Yeah, that's all. You're not out of money. All right, I think that's all the questions we have today. Nick, do you have any other questions?
No. I'm done. Why do you sleep so much?
That's the question.
Sleep?
Why do you sleep so much?
I don't. I guess because I stay awake at night.
You haven't been sleeping very well at night?
Yeah, I kind of have.
A minute. Last night, my mom and dad woke me up at midnight.
Leland, final questions? Any final questions? Any clarification questions that you have from today's conversation?
What's the newest thing in your wallet?
Ooh,
The
good
what?
question.
The
What's the
newest
newest
thing.
thing
The
in
newest
your
thing?
wallet?
Brand new. Just a boom, brand new.
Is that
Newest.
$50 bill?
$20. Is that? Oh, that is a 50. Look at that.
That's one of them that was hidden.
That's the newest one.
That 50?
Yep.
All right, Leland, that's a wrap. You wanna close this out?
All right, yeah.
This is out.
All right. If you come next time, you'll be able to choose something else. A lot